Hey, welcome back to the Infamous Podcast. This is Brian.
This is Darryl.
And Darryl, this is episode 494, Comic Expo Hype, Superman Gripe, and Random Fun.
Why didn't you have an IPE in it after the random IPE?
I don't know. It's because I'm not that clever or witty or charming
Random
or
type?
fun. No, that's silly.
See? Just because you didn't think of it, it's not silly.
Yeah, actually, it is.
Sense.
You know why?
You know what? I don't want to do this podcast
Fine.
right now.
Don't do
I'm
this
done.
podcast anymore. You know who doesn't? You know who doesn't need to do the podcast tonight? You don't. Because you're abandoning me on Saturday.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that.
No, you're not. You're not sorry because you've never gone with me once. Actually, that's not true. You went with me once.
And I actually a couple times. And the last time was like 93 or 93? 93. Yeah,
all the
okay.
way back in 93 before we knew each other or were in high school. Yeah.
I mean, 23.
Yeah,
I think it was.
Yeah, it was 23. It was.
I think that was the last year it was down at Duke Energy.
Yeah. So it's just too far. It's almost north of the wall. So, like, why would you go? I mean, it's just on your guy's side of the wall.
North of
Past us wildlings up here in the north. So we're above your precious Mason-Dixon line.
pulling out all the stops.
I know. Anyway, so yeah, this week we are talking about the 2025 Cincinnati Comic Expo, which is this weekend, which I will be there all 3 days, which I'm going to definitely walk up to Tyler Hoechlin and go, "You look a little small to be Superman." Actually, that's not true. I'm going to be like, "Why didn't we get 7 seasons, Tyler? Why?" We're going to talk about, this is going to be a Superman heavy episode because the Cincinnati Comic Expo, it's all about Superman this year. We're going to talk about some Superman streaming woes. And then we got some news bites to start. And then we might just vamp for a little bit and talk about, I don't know, Fofo and Six in the Trap. I don't even know what we're going to talk about at the end. We could be talking about the blonde hair of Times Square and his muscle hamster.
Who?
That's the best Jackson Dart Cam Scatterby one yet. The blonde hair of Times Square and his muscle hamster. I'm telling you right now, he should play Wolverine in the movie.
Could he remember the lines?
Yeah, he's got high IQ for that kind of stuff. It's just he doesn't recognize faces.
He just needs to grunt.
Exactly.
It's a bub.
Hey, bub. Hey, bub. But he's got to go full Canadian with it. It's gonna be like, "Hey, bub, would you like a moussine?
You remember
would you like some Timbits?"
Before X-Men came out in like 93 or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
like they did that one X-Men cartoon, Pride of the X-Men, when like for whatever reason he had an Australian accent. Welcome her. Well, she's not joining the X-Men, is she? She's just a kid.
I'm gonna put my claws and I'm gonna put some shrimp on them and then put them on the Barbie.
I will say though, that animation in that show was just phenomenal.
Chef's kiss.
But yeah.
Anyway, but yeah. So Darryl, how are you doing this week?
Not too bad. It's
Tuesday.
My Wolverines looked a lot better. Yeah, Saturday.
Yeah. So they're still in the 25. They're still in the top 25.
Mm-hmm. But
my Bearcats are 21st. So there's that.
Your Bearcats
moving up to the 15. What do you mean my Bearcats? Yes, my Bearcats. I've always rooted for the Bearcats. When I went to the Miami games, I wore Bearcat gear at Miami.
Oh, well, I mean, I did the same thing with Michigan when they played Miami. It's there's like 8 football players in my dorm. I don't care.
That's different. Don't care. I mean, you're a front runner. I mean, so.
A front runner?
I mean, when I first met you were a Patriots fan all of a sudden.
Tom Brady fan, get it right. I have no problem saying that. If it's a Michigan guy, I'm gonna root for that guy in the pros.
So
if he's a quarterback,
are
I'm
you
gonna root
rooting
for that
for
team.
Tom Brady reincarnated in Drake May?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I like watching him play because he's actually.
I mean,
I like
do you still have all that Patriots gear?
I never had Patriots gear. You know that. Come on.
You had a Patriots sweatshirt. I
No,
distinctly remember it, and a hat.
No, you didn't.
And
No, you
I'm
didn't.
pretty sure
Nope.
you had an Aaron Hernandez jersey.
No, I never. I don't have anybody's jersey. I don't have a grown man's jersey.
I have two. I have another one on the way.
I know you do.
Well, I still have the Kerry Collins one. So
Kerry Collins.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god.
I got it 25 years ago.
Dude.
Anyway,
I updated. If you went down just a scooch more.
I got
Kerry Collins went to Penn State.
I don't care. He took us to the Super Bowl. And sure, he Joe Burrowed it up, but you know.
Kerry Collins, get out of here.
Dude, when that season when the Giants went to the Super Bowl, it was they played against the Ravens with that Ed Reed and
oh yeah,
what's his name?
Ray
Lewis, Stabby McStabberton.
Tony
that's when he got. That's when he got in trouble for stabbing that allegedly dude. It was that weekend, when they played the Giants in the Super Bowl, and just gave them the BTA treatment the entire game. I mean, it was like 11 belts to ass. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's hop into some of this news because we actually have news bites this week. It's been a while because there was actual news that came out over the last week. So let's start with the first one here. Everybody's favorite anime? Is it an anime?
Technically not, but
okay. So yes. Everybody's technically not anime. K-pop Demon Hunters. Deadline ran this article, and it's from Anthony D'Alessandro. It says here, don't believe the hype that Netflix is embracing theatrical lock, stock, and barrel. Netflix co-CTO Ted Sarandos emphasized, and the words are hard, there's no change in the strategy. When asked by an analyst on today's earnings stream whether the OTT, over the air, what is OTT? I don't know. Anyway, service was wading deeper into theatrical distribution. This comes in the wake of the streamer's most viewed feature ever, K-pop Demon Hunters, racking up Netflix's first #1 win at the box office back in August with a $19 million 3-day weekend. In addition to that, Sony Anime picks pre-release over Halloween weekend. All right, he goes on to talk about their strategy is to give their members the exclusive first-run movies on Netflix. And I've heard, okay, I haven't watched K-pop Demon Hunter, but I've talked to a lot of people have, and like it's pretty much universally loved. And I'll probably watch it at some point before the end of the year, so I can. It came out this year, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
June or July.
Yeah. So anyway, so I can put it on my list and rank it accordingly. But the smooth brains who don't understand why Netflix would do exclusive movies that are popular to their streaming platform where they get 100% of the revenue rather than to take the time to make the movie, put the money into the movie, market the movie, and then put it in somebody else's sandbox and get 1/3 of the profit. Smooth brains, Darryl. Smooth brains.
Yeah.
Remember when SpongeBob quit being weird and got all smooth? That's what I imagine these people's brains look like.
I've never watched SpongeBob except for clips, so I couldn't tell you what that is. However, I would agree with that. I would liken it to this. And off air, I mentioned just because something works and it goes gangbusters of yours doesn't mean you completely change your strategy.
Right.
Netflix was born, incubated over time, and grew to an adult by doing a specific thing, by offering, like you said, offering movies from other studios,
DVDs,
whether it was
no less.
I was going to say
DVDs.
Started with the DVDs, and then it's morphed into streaming, and now it's become the streaming capital of the world almost in the sense. Yes, K-pop Demon Hunters did well when it was released at 3 a day in the box office, but again, going back to what you said off air, the Netflix, and I don't know if it said in the article or not, but I know you said it, is that if it wasn't for Netflix and then you just saw this movie in the theater, it would not have done what it did.
Mm-hmm.
It would not have become the cultural icon that it has become. And I liken the idea of changing things up because one thing was successful.
Mm-hmm.
I would look at live service games. Because you have games like Grand Theft Auto 5, because you have games that have worked like Fortnite, these companies want everything to be live service.
Right.
Despite the fact that it continually does not work, that people continually have issues. Yes, you have with loot boxes and stuff like Call of Duty did really well with loot boxes. But for most games like Anthem, games like Concord, which was dead on arrival, what was the other? There's another game that did okay, but you're going away from why people play games,
mm-hmm.
and you're going towards just the money without substance, and people can see through that bullshit.
Right.
If Netflix tried to do that, they would lose. And again, Netflix, there's a lot of crap that Netflix puts out as far as from their perspective, like Second Old Guard, for example.
I still haven't watched that.
Oh, I was so disappointed.
You turned me off on it. Like I was like,
I was so disappointed. And again, it is a middle story, meaning it connects a potential third movie, but it doesn't give us an ending. It's like watching a 2-part episode of a TV show is a 2-part.
Yeah, it's like the second Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
But it wasn't fun. Right. I was disappointed the whole time.
So it was like Pirates, but not fun. Like, copy that.
Yeah. So Netflix doing that, they're being, like you said, they're being smart. Yes, if you see something that has potential to make them a few extra bucks here after it's been successful on the streaming platform, or even if you're okay because they want to do sometimes the Oscar bait and it has to run a certain amount of time in a couple theaters around the world or something like that, fine.
Yeah.
But remember what you are as a business. A lot of times businesses forget that.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of businesses get closed down and a lot of businesses to go bankrupt and go out of business because they forget what they are. And Netflix seems like they understand what they are.
Yeah,
at
they
least
absolutely
in this sense.
Although, did you see the thing about Carlos Santana in Netflix?
What's that?
So Carlos Santana, the guy that did that song with Rob Thomas from Matchbox 20.
Yeah.
So also he had like one of the greatest albums all time with Black Magic Woman, but he posted about wanting. So I guess a documentary about him came out, and he wants Netflix to take out all of his involvement in all of his music because he found out there's a bunch of QAIP plus stuff geared towards kids, and I'm not lumping the LGB into this with these people anymore. So like he's like, this, like, kids should be innocent. Kids should not have to watch this stuff or stumble upon this stuff or anything like that. And so, Netflix knows what they are. They know what they're doing. They're kind of the thing for everyone minus porn, But yeah, so they're not all like great decisions that they're making.
Yeah.
But but they know what people are gonna watch, because if people weren't watching that shit, they wouldn't make it.
Yeah, I did not hear about that.
Yeah, I saw it this morning. I gotta find the article. But on another story that we're talking about, like a brand that just doesn't know what they're doing is Disney, because they ordered a Prison Break reboot for Hulu, which isn't Hulu going away?
Yes.
So it says here, Hulu has greenlit a reboot of Prison Break. Variety has learned the project was first reported to be in the works at Hulu in December 2024 with the pilot order. And then it goes through the cast who I'm not really sure who any of these people are. Did you know any of them?
I know Emily Browning. She played what's his name's wife in American Gods.
Oh, I didn't watch American Gods.
Oh, okay. I only watched season 1, but she was like the wife. I've seen her in stuff.
Yeah.
The other individuals, let me see if I can recognize their faces. I don't know there was a. No, I don't see their faces in here.
Yeah.
But
anyway, so it says here, as previously reported, the new show is set in the same world as the original series, but will feature different characters in a new storyline. That's not the part I have a problem with. The official logline states an ex-soldier turned correction officer takes the job at one of the deadliest prisons in America to prove just how far she'll go for someone she loves. I thought we were done with this girl boss shit.
Also, by the way, I do know Emily Browning is like 5 feet tall. By the way,
is that who is the? Yeah, oh yeah, that's the main character. Let's see.
Yes.
Let me see what Emily Browning looks like here. What? This lady? I don't even know what she was in. Echo of Thunder. Something's in the Air. Blue Healers. High Flyer. I don't even. Who is this person?
Oh, High Flyers. That was not a good adaptation of a book.
Oh, okay. Well, so yeah, I don't recognize.
She's 5'1", by the way.
Yeah, fun. Yeah, just what you want for your prison guard to be. All right. So Elgin James serves as the writer, showrunner, and executive producer of the series, in addition to directing the pilot. Don Olmsted executive produces, along with Prison Break creator Paul Schering, and Marty Adelson and Neil Moritz. Moritz, sorry. I think Neil Moritz. Let me double check. I think he's the guy who did like Point Break and the first few Fast and the Furious movies.
Oh, by the way, she is.
He is.
She was in Sucker Punch as well.
Oh, I didn't watch that. Well, I did watch that, but I didn't finish it.
Yeah.
So he did the Fast and the Furious, the 21 Jump Street films, the Sonic the Hedgehog films, the first Prison Break, The Boys. I Know What You Did Last Summer, Urban Legend, and Cruel Intentions. So I hope he's at least somewhat involved because he is like creatively dynamic when it comes to that stuff. But we'll see because it's an executive producer role. So, I mean, who even knows?
Also, and she's kind of cool. She was born on December 7th. So.
Oh, that's the worst day of December. Because it's 2 days late.
Yeah. But yeah, it's so Hollywood is doing what they do all the time. Instead of creating something, which is funny because Hulu, what was the name of that show with Sterling K. Brown that came out last year on Hulu? Paradise, which was an original take on something, at least that I think it could have been, but it was a solid TV show. And I mean, it's getting a second season, but we don't need rehashing and trying to, again, going back to, just making money, just looking to make money without substance.
Money.
And that's what so many of these are. We're going to, maybe people are going to tune in because we're taking this IP and we're going to, have the same name, but plaster a whole different set of circumstances on it and hope people don't recognize that we don't have any creativity.
What they're going to do? They're going to make it a chick, make her gay, and make it lame.
Oh, my goodness.
Eric Cartman is a prophet of the modern time.
Yes.
Which means Trey Parker is a prophet of the modern times. Anyway. Yeah. So, okay. Let's move on from all of this weirdness and talk about our last story. Where'd it go? Oh, Warner Brothers Discovery is evaluating acquisitions from multiple partners now. There was talk that Skydance was going to buy them, but WBD rejected just a couple weeks ago, or in recent weeks, sorry, rejected Paramount Skydance's offer of $20 per share as too low. On Tuesday morning, the Warner Brothers Discovery board turned down a mostly cash bid of nearly $24 per share from Paramount. And they're saying that they have other people. And so based on that announcement, the company's stock jumped 10% this morning to be trading over $20 per share, which I think is the first time in a little bit because it's been kind of down. So, but they're saying that Warner Brothers continues to advance previously announced separation with Warner Brothers Discovery with Warner Brothers and Discovery Global, currently targeting to be completed by April of 26. At the same time, the board announced it has initiated a review of strategic alternatives to maximize shareholder value. All right, how about this? Fuck the shareholders. Fuck Warner Brothers. Fuck Discovery. Just sell it to Taylor Sheridan for like $45 and let him make DC movies. I mean, he's got plenty of time. Like he's like, he's still got the Yellowstone spinoff and the Four Sixes spinoff and Tulsa King and Lioness and the Mayor of Kingstown and now this like country music reality show he's doing. Like he's definitely got room for that on his plate. And he could definitely do it better than old Jimmy Pew Pew and Zack Snyder.
I don't know.
I'm being facetious more than anything.
I know. I'm just thinking like long term what they're going to do with this, because again, if we're focusing on the DC and Superman and all that stuff, this is DOA. Like we're not sugarcoating this. People can say they like Superman 2025, and that's fine. I have no problem with people.
I mean, they can say it. I don't believe them.
Yeah, no, I can see why people would like that movie, because it's dumb. It is dumb, and there is some heart to it. And I thought, Superman, the guy playing Superman, was good. He could be really CGI good. Hair. Yeah, he really could be good, but let's stop. It's the look at the ratings for Peacemaker. Also, the fact that you say that's a direct sequel to Superman, Superman of all ages for all ages, and then you have a show that's strictly hard R, and that's just stupid. One, that's stupidity, and two, the product was, again, I'm not wasting my time watching season 2. I watched part of season 1, and it was fine, but again, I'm having issues, and I've told you this with Gen V. I'm having issues with this irreverent, nihilistic, which Superman was not. Don't get me wrong. Superman was not nihilistic, and I'm talking more about the Peacemaker and the Gen V. Yeah, I had issues with the boys. Yeah. So and then you have Supergirl, and you're going to use a storyline that it's just not going to work. It's not. And then you're having Clayface next. What are we doing, DCU?
Yeah, I don't know.
And I know this is going a little bit beyond just the idea of the selling of this, all the, and again, take it with the largest pinch of salt, pinch of salt. But and I'm using air quotes, the rumors is that when they do get purchased, that James Gunn will be out. I have no idea if that's true or not. I honestly don't care. But from a standpoint of being a fan of comic book movies and a fan of just good movies in general,
and a fan of Superman,
and a huge fan of Superman, it's not going to work. And the fact that, again, doing the same and doing the same thing in a way that Zack Snyder did, And I know he wasn't necessarily 100%, but he was a big part of this. And I know the big wigs there wanted this too because of what Marvel was not giving Superman a true second movie.
Right.
And we're doing it again. We're doing it again, and it looks like Lex Luthor is going to be the hero of this story.
Again.
Like, what are we doing? And you wonder why Superman lost money. You wonder why Superman didn't get even the views in his first 3 days on Max as Black Adam did.
Right. Well, hold on. Let's save that because like that's a whole nother topic. But let's move on to the next topic with the Comic Expo because we're going to talk about Superman and then we'll go into the Superman streaming numbers. Okay. Okay. So this weekend in Cincinnati, Ohio, at the Sharonville Convention Center, because our Cincinnati Duke Energy Convention Center is under construction, it's this weekend, the 24th, 25th, and 26th. On Friday, it opens at 3. It goes from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. And then Saturday, it's from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. And then Sunday, it's from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. If you are local, I will be there all 3 days at various times. So please feel free to find me and say hello and give me cash gratuities that I can share with Darryl. Tipping culture's out of control, Darryl. Anyway. But yeah, so it's really interesting because it's a Superman themed. It's there's a whole Superman legacy meet and greet. So it's folks from Superman 2, the movie, Superman 2, Supergirl, Superman 4, Superboy, Superman the Animated Series, Justice League Unlimited, Smallville, Superman Returns, Supes and Lolo, and then some people from Cat Grant in particular from the 2025 Superman.
There's a lot of Superman people.
So Ralph, Tyler, Welling, the dude that played Superboy, what's his name? The Tim Daly, and then I forget the other guy's name. Where'd it go? Peter Newburn, who did Superman in the Justice League, are all going to be here. There's only one Lex Luthor, though. The man, the myth, the legend, the Michael Rosenbaum. There are 2 Supergirls, Helen Slater and Laura Vandervoot, 1 Lana Lang, and 2 Lois Lanes with Bitsy Turlock and my future ex-wife, Erica Durance. What? Did I say something? And of course, John Glover will be there. And Kristen Clark.
Oh, he is?
Yeah. It's
great.
There
he is.
Like,
yeah,
it's
there
huge.
Is. Okay.
This is the one, as far as like guests go, that I'm the most excited for, right? Because like that's just that celebrity list of murderers is a murderer's row of people. So George Newbern, Gerard Christopher is the Superboy. Jack O'Halloran, O'Halloran, I don't know how to say that, who was in Superman and Superman 2 as the big non-talking guy. I forget his name. Oh, Karen Allen. Oh, wait, she was in Indiana Jones. Yeah. So Kristen Krog.
His name was Non.
Non, thank you. Mark Pillow, who was the Nuclear Man.
I see that. I did
not. Michaela Hoover, who was Cat Grant. Ray Chase, you may recognize that name. He's the voice of Cyclops in X-Men 97.
Okay.
So yeah, you've got, like I said, Tim Daly, Tom Welling, Tyler Hoechlin. It's just like usually they have like nothing but like Lord of the Rings stars and Power Rangers. And they've had like some Ninja Turtle people in the past, but like as far as celebrities go, I'm like, you know what? I'm probably gonna try and get like an autograph or 2. And maybe Erica Durance's phone number. Who knows?
Picture?
I mean, later that night. Yeah. So.
Oh man.
But then it gets even better because Ryan Otley will be in attendance.
Man, I love his work.
Andy Bennett, Howard Chaykin, Alan Burnett, Frank Cho, Rags Morales. Like, this is great. This is like, this is awesome. Otley will be there. Peter Smith will be there. Like, I'm definitely going to drop some serious money at Ryan Otley's booth. Like 100%.
Oh, man.
Like, yeah. I'm going to see if I can get, like, if he has like his book with stuff and if he's got something in there that's awesome. Or if I can get on the commission list and get a commissioned piece, and get my dream piece from him of Invincible fighting Cyclops, fighting Nightwing.
Make sure, you put plastic over that if that happens.
I mean, I'll take it immediately to the framer and get it framed. So I know what you're getting at there. And I wish I had that on the little buttons.
The Trump's mean.
Well, I sent it to you earlier today.
Yeah, so I know, right?
I'm gonna come. Yeah, as soon as you sent that reel, I was like, "Oh, I have the perfect response to this." Anyway, but yeah, so I mean, this is pretty awesome, and he's hopefully he's gonna not cancel, and he'll be there, and it'll be great.
Why'd you say that? Has he canceled before?
No, but I mean, people do. Like, Carrie always cancels the day of every time. But he's there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I'm hoping what I'm going to do is I'm going to get there on Friday kind of early. And like, because Carlo and Matt are meeting me there, since you don't want to go. And I'm going to go in. I'm going to go get my tickets with the badges and then go in and see if I can get on the list. And then go meet those guys and and let them in. So, but yeah, so here's the thing. The Comic Expo is always fun. I believe last year was the first year. Yeah, last year was the first year they did it in Sharonville. And it was way more fun than I expected it to be on such a smaller footprint. And they did such a better job with the layout last year, like we talked about in the review episode and everything. So I'll come back and I'll share stories from the expo. Maybe the kid will join me because she's going with me on Sunday. Maybe she'll come down and hop on with us if she gets off work in time. And yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
No alcohol required.
No, I mean, never. But yeah, I know what you're saying. But yeah, so if you're local and you're listening to this before, it came out, then, please come say hi. All right. Now, let's talk about the other Superman stuff that's happening right now. It is just like, I feel like they're lying to us about how popular this show is because like now that the hard numbers are coming out. So you shared this screenshot with me. I'm just going to read the paragraph. In terms of streaming viewership, Black Adam generally had a stronger opening on HBO Max than Gunn's Superman, with Nielsen reporting 632 million viewing minutes for Black Adam compared to 513 million for Superman in the first 3 days. While Superman also had a record-setting 10 days of streaming, other reports indicate its performance was weaker than Black Adam in the initial hours and days on the platform, especially considering the higher subscriber count of HBO Max now compared to when Black Adam came out. So I just want to kind of preface this, like 513 million viewing hours. So let's do some math, but like, so just for example, like when the Terminal List came out and it was the 3 episodes, which is roughly about the time that, and this was on Prime. So, it's not apples to apples, but roughly about the time that, you know, when it came on, it roughly got like 1 billion hours or minutes, whatever, viewing minutes watched, like close to or just over. So keep that in mind. So if we're looking at 513 million divided by, what was it? It was 100 and
what was it like?
It was an hour 59. So what's that?
119 minutes.
In 19 minutes. So we're talking 4 million people watched it. Like, and that's if everybody watched from beginning to end.
Yeah.
So that number could go up or that number could go down because maybe the same people watched it more than once, which I'm sure happens. So we're talking, you know, it was a little over. So 4.3 million. So about what saw it in the theater.
Yeah, but when you put it that way, well, it was like in the theater was I believe it was 7 like that.
So what you saying? So yeah. Where's my chat GPT? But anyway, you know, so it's one of those things. I'm just seeing how many tickets were sold, which again isn't going to count like comps and things like that. But you know, it's doing its thing. It's extra thinking, but it wasn't that much bigger of a number than this.
Yeah,
and so you have to think, okay, if streaming wasn't a thing, would half of these people gone to see it in the theater?
Right. Yeah. And that's where, again, you're going back to some of the stuff we talked about with, you know, when they were doing day and date, like back, especially in 21, where it's like,
Black Widow and Dune.
Yeah. Like, yeah, yeah, like those did hurt a little bit, but there would be a lot of people, like, for instance, Wonder Woman 1984. No way in hell would I have gone to see that in theaters.
Oh, no, not for a second.
So so yes, it could hurt, but I'm looking at this chart and I know it's Netflix versus Max and all that stuff. K-pop Demon Hunters, 828 million minutes, which again, you're like, well, that's a phenomenon. Yes, and guess what? This came out in June or July, and this is the week of whenever Superman came out. So K-pop Demon Hunters have been out for like 3 months. You have Ice Road Vengeance. Yes, that Liam Neeson movie, which I still boggles my mind how this movie got a sequel, because the first Ice Road was awful. But that had over 700 million minutes. Again, I don't know how people watch that movie, but whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. But and then you couple that with what we talked about before about the box office, about how it's lost money. And remember that lie, about a month ago or a few weeks ago, where they tried to say that it had $100 million in profit?
Yeah.
Which anyone with a brain would have said, no, absolutely not. There's literally no way that happened. No way that happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is kind of what, kind of on my soapbox a few minutes ago when we were talking about the Comic-Con stuff, and, or before the Comic-Con stuff, is where the DCU is going. Again, we both said it before it happened. When James Gunn tapped himself to be the writer-director of this movie, we both had very, very large concerns about what type of movie this was going to be.
So real quick, for the opening weekend, which, is what this is based off of the first 3 days, right? It was roughly 9.5 million people domestically saw it. It's saying like 24 million globally, which I don't know if that includes the 9 million from it says globally. It doesn't say overseas. but like Max isn't available overseas. It's only available in the US and I think maybe the UK. So yeah, I mean, this is like this movie, for all these people who are calling this movie a success. Like, we're not dancing on its grave. I want to be very clear here. But the more we learn about how few people are interested in this movie, the more concerned I am for, the future of the comic book IP that I prefer.
And again, it's not just this. Look at what he has planned. He has Supergirl following this.
Yeah. And
he has Clayface.
And here's the thing is, if you learned anything from Sony, you know what doesn't work? Villain movies without the hero. The first Joker, like, I don't think the Joker movies is the Joker. Like, that is not the Joker, right?
It's not.
So it's just called Joker. Like, they could have called it Clown Comedian, and people would have put correlation between that and the Joker. But like, it's not the Joker. There's no the Batman in there. There's no Batman in there. I know people are like, oh well, he could be the Joker in Matt Reeves' The Batman too, and it's like, except for he'd be a geriatric at that point, and
seriously,
probably dead from cancer with all the smoking that he does.
Yeah. Also, that took place in the 70s, and the Batman. Yeah. No, absolutely.
I know. It's like, and I'm sorry, Joaquin Phoenix I didn't see the second one, but I thought he was trash in the first one. I hated it.
I know you did.
We disagree, but like,
well, again, no, hold on. I mean, I liked it. I thought it was fine. Again, it's one of those movies that I thought was well done in a lot of ways, but you know what the rewatch value is to me? I have not watched a second of it since. Like, it's one of those movies, and again, there are movies like that are like, oh, that's fine. The fact that certain people that we have listened to thought it was the greatest comic book movie of all time. Tim, stop it. Just stop. But anyway,
who said that?
Tim Pool.
He went to war against a canned water company recently. That dude's lost his fucking mind. Yeah. Anyway.
But again, going back to this, the plan that they have set out for the DCU, it's making some of the same mistakes that Zack Snyder made.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at Zack Snyder's vision, and regardless of what you think about it, there were mistakes made. And the fact that you're doing the same thing, or actually not the same thing, but some of the big egregious mistakes. Look, I love Man of Steel, but it's one of those things I can look at this movie and objectively say, I understand why it had such a divisive response. The same thing with this movie. Again, yes, Superman was badass in that, but it was really dark. This one, Superman's bright, but guess what? Superman gets his ass kicked the whole movie.
So let's do this. Let's swap the color palettes, right? Let's make the Zack Snyder one bright and airy, and like have him smile a little more, unless he steals some biker's motorcycle and leather jacket. And then let's make the other one dark and gritty, since he's all cucked out. And I think it probably works.
Yeah. Make this Superman more like Spider-Man 3. Little emo. And he's emo because he's always getting his ass kicked.
Well, and he's emo because he's yelling at his girlfriend because she's asking him questions like the reporter that she is.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know. All right.
And it hurts my feelings. Anyway, yeah. I don't see anything good happening with this. And
it hurt his bunghole when he was bungholed. Anyway. Let's move on. I want to talk about something random real quick. Are you ready?
All right.
I know you have no idea what this topic is, so I'm going to blow your mind. I am currently the biggest Jey Uso fan on the planet.
Oh, we talked. Yeah, you mentioned this.
So, we're gonna talk about wrestling. Deal with it, love it, learn to live with it, learn to love it, learn to just get on board. So, all right, Sethford Rollins got hurt, and so he had to vacate the belt, which sucks. Now, I saw both Money in the Bank winners from this year had to vacate their titles.
That really sucks.
Yeah, and like the Usos are involved with both of those vacating title storylines. Way to go, Jimmy. Anyway, but no, okay. So they pull this title, and Monday Night Raw opens. I don't know if it opened, but like early in Raw, I think it opened. You have Braun and Bronson Reed and Paul Heyman come out, and they look badass. Like Johnny Lawrence did the Donald Trump meme, with how badass they looked, and they go through this whole rigmarole about everything, and then Adam Pearce comes out, and it's a whole thing, and it was such a cool promo, such a cool scene. But what really worked is, you know who that belt looks really good on over their shoulder?
Who's that?
Rex Steiner. Braun Breaker.
I know.
But like WWE has decided that they're like, oh, well, we're not going to have these guys be in the battle royal to figure out who's going to be the number 2 contender, because there's already a number 1 contender with CTE Phil. And so they go through all this stuff, but like, what was the point of the whole, like, say please and I'll give you the belt? You know, it just completely devalidated that story. It takes these young wrestlers and it makes them seem less than when they're not. So there hasn't been like, well, Gunther has been the youngest champion at like 36. He's somewhere between 36 and 38. Like Jay is 40, Cody's 40, CM Punk's like 907. Drew's 40. You know, it's like all it's, you know, but if you go back to the Vince era, you know what the average age for the champ was?
What's that?
33. 33 and a half, actually. The oldest champion during the Attitude era, you know who it was?
No.
Bret Hart. Do you know how old he was?
How old?
40.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar was 26. Randy Orton was like 24. So it's, you know, and you have all these guys who are in their late 20s now, and they're like, well, maybe we're going to throw the belt on Braun in like 2027. So when he's 30, you're going to put the belt on him as he gets older, if he makes it that far. Whereas he's literally lightning in a bottle right now. You have this ability to have these two like mega powers style wrestlers with him and Bronson, led by the best manager in the history of wrestling. Like, I don't understand the fumbling of the bag, as the kids say.
Well, they have not done a good job with the Bronze because they you know, they hoard them out to be almost comic relief at times, in the sense of getting whipped up when Jey Uso would come to the ring or CM Punk would come to the ring. And I don't mean just like getting popped with the chair, because that's understandable. That you can sell that, but you can't sell me CM Punk coming down the ring and Braun Breaker running at him and CM Punk getting the better. No, that you were supposed to make these guys like unstoppable. And for the longest time, they were basically henchmen who could only, you know, get the best of the hero, you know, if they took him from, you know, if they took him unawares. And that's, you know what, if you're talking about middle of the road guys doing that, that is fine. That makes sense. But two guys that you're looking to take the next step, you don't damage their character that way. And for someone who's been in the business as long as he is, and again, knows a lot more about wrestling than us, that's an example of it's like, well, this guy said this about X, Y, and Z. That doesn't make him right. I don't care the experience. It doesn't make him right.
Yeah.
An example I gave, it was, talking about, something about Michigan, and then I questioned the intelligence of that opinion. It's like, well, there were a lot of smart people that wanted Jim Harbaugh out after 2020. I was like, yes, just because they're smart people don't mean everything they say or think is smart. That was a dumb decision. And again, there are people that I respect that had that. I would have called them out on it, and like, that's pretty dumb.
Right.
So when you say stuff like that, when people say stuff like that, and well, this person said this and they have the experience, like, Triple H has the experience. I don't care. It doesn't make him infallible. And if you're watching wrestling, you can see he's made some good choices and he's made some awful choices. And this right here, what they're doing, and again, there are people that are on the LA Knight bandwagon, and they're like,
42.
Yeah, that's another one. They're like, pissed that CM Punk's getting the chance instead of LA Knight, which, okay, I honestly, I'd rather have LA Knight than CM Punk. I absolutely would rather have LA Knight than CM Punk.
I'd also rather them just retire the belt and cancel Raw.
Or, again, you have guys like, and again, going back to
just brush that off.
Well, no, because I was drinking water and I almost spit it out. But so that's what you didn't hear. I almost spit the water out.
Yeah.
But you're going back to your point of not, training up or not, leading, having these young guys lead. Look at Carmelo Hayes, for example.
Right. Another bag that's been fumbled.
How long has he been? And again, what has he done? What have they done with him? Yes, he's had some. I mean, he's actually had some really good matches. Don't get me wrong. But what have they done with him?
Paired him with The Miz.
That should have been something. You know what? That would have been something they should have done when he first came up.
The minute he came up, he should have paired.
The minute he
came,
that would have been yes. And then they could have led him to an Intercontinental or U.S. title program. Yeah. But again, I mean, Ilya Dragunov, I did see he came back, but I actually don't know how old he is.
I don't know, but he won the.
But he was hurt, so that I get that he was That's different because he's been out for 9 months or whatever with he tore his knee up. So they might have done something with him, but the point stands. You see what they're doing in the women's division with all these women coming up.
32.
Julia, Rox.
So
okay.
So since Triple H has taken over, there has not been a champion who was born after 1993.
That's crazy.
So
that's crazy.
Or before? Yeah, no, after. Yeah, after 1993.
After. Yeah.
So, I mean, like we're both in our late 40s, and there's no way where, I would ever think like, you know what, I should be the champion of whatever thing that I'm doing athletically.
Yeah.
I would be of the mindset of, I have had a good career at this point, assumingly, and now it's time to do what CM Punk said he was going to do when he got to AEW, and like work with the young guys, put the young guys over, all that stuff. And all he did in AEW was bury people, and all he does in WWE is bury people.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't sell. Like the only person he sold for, and I think it's probably because he actually ate the mat a few times on the stomps, was Seth, because Seth put a little hot sauce on those.
Yeah. And speaking of burying, I just sent you a nice little funny image I got off Reddit.
Let me check. Anyway, but yeah, it's just one of those things.
I think
exactly. This is so true. It's the pool. Okay, so Darryl sent me the pool meme where it's the mom and the little girl and the little boy is drowning, and the mom is Triple H, the girl is the Samoans, which they cut Lance and Anoa'i, and then LA Knight is drowning, and then underneath Carmelo Hayes, Penta, Julia, MCMG, that's Motor City Machine Guns for the uninitiated, Chelsea Green, DIY, Chad Gable, who's hurt Bailey, who's got the cake. Ray Phoenix, Austin Theory, Lyra Valkyria, who's also got some cake. Sheamus, who's got some burgers. Roxanne Perez, also with the cake. Street Profits, and Alba Fire.
I mean, that's like, I saw that and I was like, yeah, I can't say anything just because
I'm gonna just go ahead and post that on Instagram.
Yeah, I really think I'm getting to the point where I need to step up because I do this, randomly, and it's just because it almost feels like a chore when I'm watching. That's why I just watched. I know you do this, but for Monday Night Raw, I just watched Russell Talk, like their review of it and what they talked about.
I mean, I watched the highlights. I watched the
actual
that's what I was highlights that go out there. But I've been more apt to watch Raw lately because it's not 3 hours usually, and it's just on Netflix. But for the most part, I haven't watched an episode of SmackDown, like a full episode of SmackDown, in probably 8 years. Because there's no need to. Yeah. It's a garbage show. Even though it's the A show right now. So,
well, I was about to say it's actually so there was some good stuff that even though I didn't watch it, I just saw some of the.
But I'll watch AEW on Wednesday nights from pillar to post with no problem.
3 hours.
Even when it goes 3 hours.
The Giants released their kicker, by the way.
Oh, they did that already. I knew about that. So.
Yeah, I was about to say this 3 hours ago.
Yeah, they tarred and feathered him, and but here's the thing: he's an international player, so he can go the practice squad without taking up a roster spot. Although they should just outright cut him. But we have Kim Ho-Koo, or Young Ho-Koo, whatever his name is, the kicker. But I think they're bringing back Gano, and then there was a whole list floating around of really good kickers who have been released this year. So that are all free agents that are just hanging out. Kicking it home, just walking around randomly punting their kids onto the couch. So, there's a baby in the way. It's good for 3. But what we need to do is kidnap Brandon Aubrey from the Cowboys and put him in a Giants jersey and call him Andon Bobry and be like, we don't know what you're talking about, Cowboys. We did not kidnap your kicker and force him under threat of violence to kick for us. Dude, that dude can kick 70-yard field goals. It's crazy. I don't know why they don't go get more retired soccer players.
Really, though, yeah.
So, I mean, that's what that dude is. He was and I mean, it wasn't even real soccer. It was MLS.
Yeah, So, but the moral of the story, WWE right now is it's tiresome.
Mm-hmm.
It's like watching, going back to the kicker analogy, just watching kickers miss kick after kick, which it seems like, again, maybe I'm hyper aware of it because of a few weeks ago there were 3 block kicks at the same time in 3 different games. Yeah. But it seems like there are more kicks blocked, not necessarily missed, but blocked, in this time span than I've seen in a while. And again, I could be wrong, but yeah. But that's where I am with WWE. It's just.
Yeah. It's just I don't want to root for Jey Uso. Being there when he won at the Royal Rumble, I mean, that was a huge response. It was awesome to see because it was something that was wholly unexpected, but then he regressed as a wrestler during that time with the belt.
Yeah,
1 word, 4 letters. It's what is the ugh part, dude? Why are you doing that? Are you choking? Does someone need to give you the Heimlich? What is happening here? But
yeah.
All right, super random. You know what the Giants should do? There's this kid on YouTube named Adam Bodkins who is trying to become a professional field goal kicker. And so he's been documenting his journey for the last 2 or 3 years. They should just sign him. Because for anything, for the lulz. Like, you can't be as bad as Jude was. And, young Ho Kim, Kun, whatever his name is, like, apparently they were having competitions during the week to see who was going to make the roster, and he kept losing. So, anyway. All right. Well, anything else you want to add?
Well, on that, like, just disappointing note, just say, hey, the Giants got their starting running back and quarterback and a very, very, very good defensive line.
And a very, very good left tackle.
And, they have Malik Neighbors, when
coming back. Yeah.
Actually, yeah. So that's a positive note.
Oh, I was sad about what happened on Sunday, but I was not mad because it was poor coaching. Because when you have two of your best defensive players on the sideline and you're dropping 8 and rushing 3, that when you knock down like 5 or 6 passes during the game, yeah, I don't get it. But Jackson Dart's the real deal.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna say he had his way with Denver like he did Philly. But like,
oh no, he did not.
Like, no, but like he answered everything that they threw at him.
Yeah, but like, and again, there were instances, and again, I just watching the highlights I love those highlights. It's like 20 minutes of highlights of a game. But yeah, there were absolutely instances where he held on the ball way too long. Yeah,
but that's a rookie thing, right?
I mean, or a Sam Darnold thing too, or a CJ Stroud thing. I mean, that happens. Yeah. I get that. What I'm saying is like there's going to be bumps, because, and again, when guys get tape on you, it's how do you respond to that? It's just like any other sport. There's that continual evolution of a person, of a player, and the good players, they evolve and then they hit roadblocks. Yeah. The great players revolve, hit roadblocks, and then knock the roadblocks down. Yeah. So,
I mean, he took the ball, he marched the ball down the field and scored what should have been the winning touchdown.
So it just really depends on, like,
well, to be fair, we should have been up by 5.
As a non-Giants fan, my concern is less about him and the players and more about the coaching staff.
Oh, as a Giants fan, my biggest concern is the coaching staff and why Shane Bowen is still drawing a paycheck from the New York Football Giants in Meadowlands, New Jersey is beyond me.
Yeah.
Because he did the same thing in Dallas. Anyway, all right. On that note, thank you guys for listening. We'll be back next week with a recap of the Cincinnati Comic Expo. Maybe Darryl will finally watch Gen V and we can talk about just the season as a whole. And because the finale is this week. And
maybe some Chad Powers.
Yeah, Chad Powers' finale is next week too. So I think it's only 6 episodes. So
I might have to watch the latest episode.
We watched the latest one, before we recorded. So I will say this: it's my least favorite episode of the season so far. But I still liked it. So, like, if it's out of a 5, like out of 5, it's like a 4.1 instead of like a 4.6.
Okay.
So, but yeah. All right. On that note, we'll talk to you later. Have a great weekend. Bye.
See ya.
The Infamous Podcast is recorded in Kings Mills, Ohio, just north of Cincinnati. You can find new episodes every Sunday on Apple Podcast, YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcast, our website, or anywhere podcasts are downloaded. This show is hosted by Darryl Jasper and me, Brian Tudor. To find more information about the show, visit us at infamouspodcast.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Infamous Podcast to keep up with the show. We also have a Patreon page, patreon.com/infamouspodcast. We have some great rewards for our patrons and are looking for help to grow the show to bring you more of the content you want to hear. Music for this podcast is provided by Michael Henry from meetmichaelhenry.com. So, whenever you're listening to us, have a great day, night, evening, weekend, whenever it is, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for listening.